I've got to fill in this little part because I nicked out a little too much clay by mistake. It just doesn't look right, so we're just gonna pat clay right back into that and repair it. I was working on this for a while before I realized I hadn't turned on the camera, so there's that. All right, so that is my first Cameo brooch, and that's what she's looking like, which is very similar to another pendant that I have. And I'm just going to do a lot more with this series, this style of pendant, because I think it's, I don't know, it's a little bit unique. Not unique, because Cameo pendants and brooches have been around since forever. I don't think that they look modern, so maybe for me, that's what makes it unique, is that this is a modern looking woman, a sis that you might see tomorrow during your commute to work. And that's dope. I like the idea of that. A sort of meshing of the eras, the jewelry and adornment of the time that can now be rocked by the modern day woman in today's time. And I think that's a cute little concept in its way. Now, here's where the problem lies. I am not real fond of the thought of putting a huge hole in here for a pendant to go into. So I think what I'm going to do is try something very different for me, which is to get out my serrated edge tool, which is this, and I'm going to try to gauge the center, mark an area, put some slip, and I'm going to create a loop that the leather string will go into, as opposed to making a huge hole. So let's go ahead and break out that slip. That's dried out. I'm gonna have to add water to it, make a new jar of slip, but remember I told you I had a second one, so. Here's that. Let's get it open. Those fumes are gonna be noxious, but that's what comes with the turf. So I'm looking for my brush right now, guys. I don't need a big brush, I just need a small one. Add some slip right there. Add a good amount on that back side. I'm gonna prop this up against here so the slip doesn't get messed up. Get my little tin of water, a container of water. Clay is settled at the bottom like sediment, but I just want to wipe my brush off. Close that back up. So now it's time to just roll out a piece of clay. I'm gonna wet it because my hands are a little dry. All right, I think that's pretty much good to go. A little finessing has to happen on this mouth. And this nose, but I need it to get a little bit harder before I can really go in like I want to. All right, and here we are. I don't know if you can see it. I've got the angle where I can't see it, but that's her.